do I keep my teen safe? That is the question with every parent at this particular time. We have the internet, we have the TVs, we have the phones with our children, and the children have enough time for those gadgets. How am I going to make sure that this child is safe at home? That I can maintain a child who is focused to her all his goals. I'm gonna talk about it right now, and I know it's going to help you. Number one, we are going to purpose. We are going to make it a decision. We are going to set for ourselves what we want to achieve in 3 months' time. What is it I want to see in my child after 3 months' time from now? I want to see a child who's focused. I want to see a child who has really revised and has covered a good substantial work in her academics. I want to see a child who has learned something new. I want to see a more responsible child. I want to see a child who can cook, a child who can take care of many other things apart from the academics. What is your objective? What is it you want to achieve in those 3 months? So we have to purpose. We must make an informed decision. We must make a deliberate decision. We will not sit down and watch. We will not sit down and let things just flow by themselves. We will have to sit down, come up with a plan, come up with a way of achieving something. We are molding a teenager here. We are securing a life of a young person. We don't want them to get into bad influences. We don't want our children to be drawn away by the phones that we have bought them, but we want to mold them. We want to be part of good development in all aspects of their lives. The other thing we are going to do, that's our number 2, is that we are going to come up with a plan. We are going to make sure that our children are engaged. Number 1, we will make sure that these children, they have a plan on how they are going to study. We are going to come up with a timetable that tells them, when am I supposed to sit down and read? When am I supposed to do my physics? When am I supposed to do my biology? They are going to come up with their study plan. And we are also going to get them teachers. Right now, you can do online teaching. So we'll get them some teachers who can teach them on Zoom lessons. We are going to invest in our children. That is, if a teacher is coming to teach your boy or your girl, that teacher will give your kid some assignments. So this child will not get away from their books. They are accountable to someone. And that person is the teacher who is teaching your child through the Zoom lessons. Also, we are going to engage them in other way of learning, like if you go to View Sasa, there are some study apps there. If there are also other apps like Zeraki, there are other Google apps where our children can get engaged academically. When am I going to do my Zeraki lessons? When am I going to do my Zoom lessons? When am I going to do my private work and my homework and my assignments? That needs to be planned for. Plan number 2 is that we are going to engage our children in other creative activities. When I talk of creative activities, I talk of things like knitting. So a child can do something like this. This has been done by a teenager. If a child is engaged in knitting and they like knitting, they can do knitting. Others can do some artwork like drawing. If you realize your child is gifted in drawing, buy drawing materials. Let them draw. If your child is gifted in doing recycling activities, let them do those recycling activities. Like you can see some children taking up some bottles, cutting them and forming some shapes, and they enjoy doing that. Let your children be engaged in some creativity. Get to know what is it my girl or my boy like doing, and then buy them those materials. Let them draw, let them knit, let them do any kind of creativity within your home, and that's going to be a good plan. We can also engage our children in games games like chess. This is a chessboard. When a child is playing the chess, let's say they are going to do the chess for 30 minutes, and you can be sure for that particular 30 minutes, the brain of your child is sharpened. That brain is relaxed. Those 30 minutes could have been spent in a phone. The 30 minutes could have been spent in watching the TV. But now the 30 minutes were spent doing the chess game. The 30 minutes were spent doing the quiz time game. So engage them with in-house games. Some people can have some computer games which can be good. Some computer games are not good. You can download the games you know they are safe for your child. Outdoor games are also very important. If your child has a bicycle, let them create time for cycling. Buy them balls. Let them play the balls. Let them do the hula hoops. Let them do the skipping ropes. Let them do the jogging and the running. And like when they are jogging, you can also join them to motivate them. Outdoor activities are equally important. Remember, our children are taking breakfast. Maybe at 10 they have taken something. So we also need to make sure that they are also healthy. They are doing some physical activities like games. Also let them spend quite adequate time on outdoor activities. Our children also need to own up. If you don't have a carpet in the house, let them learn how to do a nice carpet for you. This can be done in the house at a time like this. You don't have to go shopping for a carpet in the supermarket. Your children can do it. They can make the doormats. They can make the mats for the bathroom and other mats, even including the table mats. This is something our children can do. Apart from the mats, they can also paint our walls. If your house now you feel like you need to do some repainting, you don't have to hire someone to come and do the painting. Let your teenagers do the painting. Let them paint your gate. Let them paint your house. Those are other activities we can engage them with. Don't go and pay for your car wash. Don't pay for someone to wash your car when your teenager is in the house. Teach them, wash the car with them. Those are other activities. We can engage them in such activities. They'll be very happy when they are going to feel they are valued. They are going to feel that I am a person of importance in this house. I can add value to my own house. If I can make a carpet, if I can paint, if I can clean my mom's or my dad's car, then it means I'm an important person. It will add them value. It is going to boost their self-esteem. It is going to give them the sense of responsibility. That is our work parent. Let's not just sit down, take our car to the car wash, go buying mats, looking for people to do the painting for us. Let them do it. They can do it. If it's for the girls, they can learn how to knit the torn clothes. Let them know how to hold the needle. Let them correct all the clothes that needs to be done, some repairs. They can do it. The other thing that we can do in the house is to make sure that our children learn the Bible. Have a good Bible study book and a Bible. Come up with some nice downloads to study the Word of God. Let them connect with their friends, maybe their church peers, their cousins, people who they can connect with. They can do the Bible study through Zoom. You can do the Bible study as a family. Let them learn new songs. Let them know how to worship, how to praise God. Those are other activities that you cannot put away. For us to have a good plan, we need to come up with something called a master schedule. A master schedule will tell you when do you wake up and when do you go to sleep. So in the 24 hours of your child, every hour will be planned for. So you are going to have when should you sleep and when should you wake up. That's the time for resting. Then if you wake up at 6, what do you do from 6 up to 10 p.m. when you sleep? Then it means throughout the day, you have put time for your study, you have put time for the creativity session, you have put time for the Bible study, and put some time for some painting. We have said the activities that we can do. You need to put down, what do I want my child to do? And then all what you want them to do every day, come up with a plan. Remember, our children will also want to watch the TV. What are those programs? The selected programs we are going to allow them to watch. Also, our children will need some time with their phone, but now this time will be limited. How much time should they have with the phone? So a master schedule will help you to balance the day, to know this is the time for the outdoor activities, this is the time for the indoor activities, this is the time to rest, this is the time to cook, this is the time for the household chores. So you're going to balance everything within the day. Let every mother, let every father outside there plan for their children. Plan with them. Sit them down. Let them know the value of their time. Let them know the value of what they do. If they are engaged doing something good, we are going to build a responsible child. We are going to make sure that we have something good come 3 months time from now. And that is what I would want us, all of us, to do. That those are the choices that we can make as parents. Come up with a plan. What is it your child can do? Come up with a plan. What do you think they're gifted in? Come up with a plan. We must do it so passionately. Every parent should remember the number of pregnancies we just read in the news. Every parent should remember what our phones are capable of doing. We must remember what the kind of programs come in the TV. We must start getting scared of those things. And when you know the impact they are capable of affecting your child, then you know you must have a passion. You must feel, I need to know what my daughter is doing. I need to motivate them. I need to encourage them. I need to make sure that my child is motivated. I need to make sure that my child's self-esteem is okay. I need to make sure that my child is focused. I need to ensure that I've got a good relationship with my child. And that one, you don't get it when you don't even have time with them. You only know you are passionate about your children if you can also create time to be with them. If some of those things, you can do them together. Do them together. Let them understand, why do I need to do this? How is it going to help me? How is it affecting me if I don't do it? There must be passion. And sometimes when you don't have passion, there's no self-drive. If you're passionate about something, there's going to be self-drive. Nobody will remind you that you need to do this. Once your children are doing the knitting and then you realize they are getting bored about it, as a parent, you'll be fast enough to know what else can they do, and then you introduce the other activity. Once you realize the other activities they are getting bored, you'll be quick enough to know, let me introduce this other one. But we are going to be passionate about our children. We are going to be there. It is going to be the drive that makes us get home early. It is going to be the drive why we have to save some coin for them. The other thing, that is the number 4, we have to be persistent. Don't buy the knitting wool today and tomorrow is like, I don't feel like doing it. Don't create time for them today and tomorrow I'm not feeling like being there. We are not going to be weary. We are going to be there for our children today. We are going to be there for them for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for another month. We will wake them early in the morning to study. We will monitor what they are reading. We are going to have their phones without passwords. We are going to monitor what they watch in those phones. We are going to be there for them. We are going to make them know that we love them and we must be part of what they do. Not because we don't trust them. Again, don't let them feel like they are not trusted. Not because we don't trust them, but because we love them. Because we are there to protect them. We are there to guide them. There must be persistence. We are going to purpose. We are going to plan. We are going to be passionate. We are going to be persistent. Who is that who is interacting with our children? We are going to be very keen and careful about the people who interact with them. If they are your house managers, what do they do with them while you are away? If they are your neighbors, maybe you stay in a flat or you have some lovely neighbors around you, those children from the neighborhood, what do they share? How do they spend their time together with those children? Who is it that spends your time with your child, even in the phone? Are they in Facebook? Are they in Instagram? Are they in WhatsApp groups? What are they doing? Who is interacting with your child? Even the teachers who are teaching them, how are they doing it? Is it safe for your child? We have to make sure. It is our responsibility as the parents to know who is interacting with my child. And my daughter and my son must also know that. They must know it. They must feel it. They must believe it. that my mother, my father must, it's not an option, must be part of my life. They must know who is there with me and who is not there with me. We must control the boundaries. I remember when we were growing up, our parents were very keen on our companies, and they used to tell us, I don't want that company, and that used to be so. We must get there to what our parents taught us. We must teach our children. They don't make choices on their own. We make choices together. It is not by forcing them, but it's going to be by influence. The other last thing that we must do, we must teach our children how to pray. If a child can know how to connect with his or her God independently, even when we don't see them, they will have the fear of God in them. Let them know about God. Let them know how to pray. Let them develop their personal relationship with God. Let them know that God watches them in whatever things they do. That is our responsibility. If we are going to keep our children safe in the house, we must make an informed decision, and we purpose on what we want to achieve. We must come up on a daily plan of how we are going to engage our teenagers. We also must have a passion in everything we do. We must engage the right people. We must teach them how to pray, and we must be persistent. Let the children pray today. Let them pray tomorrow. Let them pray the next week. Let them read the Bible every day. Let them do all those activities. And I can assure you, for real, you'll never take your money to any counselor. You'll never take your money for any, rehabilitation. You'll never do that. You're going to see your child grow up well, and your child will never be mentioned among the drug addicted children. They'll never be mentioned about pornography. They'll never be mentioned about pregnancy, because you have taken your responsibility. Please, parents, let us take responsibility. Thank you very much.